Welcome to our GEO Guide Part 8, GEO by Website Type. Imagine for a second just taking a highly successful, aggressively tested search strategy from, say, a global software company and pasting it directly onto a local dental clinic's website.
Oh yeah, that happens all the time.
Right. And in traditional search optimization, you might actually get away with it for a while. But in the world of generative engine optimization, the AI won't just, ignore you. It will actively distrust you.
It's the ultimate mismatch, really. I mean, we are so used to looking for a universal, systematic recipe for visibility. But AI systems, they just don't process the internet like a single uniform filing cabinet anymore.
No, they definitely don't. And that is exactly our mission for this deep dive today. We're exploring why generative engine optimization is absolutely not a one-size-fits-all copy-paste formula.
Right, because what works for a local bakery is going to completely fail for a SaaS startup.
Exactly. And to guide us through this, we are digging deep into Chapter 8 of this fantastic essay by Jörg-Owe Schneppat. You're going to hear us mention Schneppat quite a bit today because his central premise, well, it completely rewires how you have to think about your website.
He asks such a great fundamental question, which is basically, what does the user actually need from the specific kind of website, and what makes it trustworthy in that specific context?
Which is just the perfect lens for this.
It really is, because in an AI-powered search landscape, intent is everything. Generative engines are categorizing the specific type of query you type in, right? And then they are actively hunting for distinct trust signals that match that exact category.
So if you're sending the wrong signals for your category,
the AI simply won't recommend you as a source. It's that simple.
Okay, let's unpack the mechanics of that. I want to start by looking at searches driven by immediate physical and tangible needs.
Right, the local stuff.
Yeah. So urgency drives local trust. Schneppat points out that local searches are highly decision-driven. Like, if you're listening to this and you search for emergency plumber near me or car repair shop open today, you aren't casually browsing for fun.
No, you're usually panicking.
Exactly. You are in a vulnerable position, you have a real-world problem, and you need a human being to fix it now.
Right. And we need to understand how an AI model interprets that urgency. Because the user needs immediate help, the AI is programmed to look for absolute, verifiable clarity.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, and Schneppat is very specific about the required GEO priorities for local sites here. It is all about identity and boundaries. The AI needs a clear business identity, exact service areas, and real verified opening hours.
It wants to know you're real.
Exactly. It's cross-referencing your site with your Google business profile to ensure the real-world footprint matches the digital footprint.
I imagine this is where a lot of local businesses just shoot themselves in the foot. I mean, it's like having a physical storefront with a completely blank sign out front.
Oh, completely.
And Schneppat explicitly warns against generic service pages, like a single page that just says roofing services. But okay, let me challenge this with a scenario.
Sure, go for it.
Let's say I run a roofing company. I want to capture search traffic in 10 different neighboring towns. In the old SEO days, I would take my main page, copy it 10 times, and just swap the city name from, Boston to Cambridge to Somerville.
The classic playbook.
Right. So if I try that in GEO, what is the AI actually seeing?
The AI sees a massive red flag.
Really?
Yeah. Large language models are incredibly sophisticated at semantic deduplication. They basically compress duplicate information. If you just swap a city name, you offer zero net new information.
Wow, okay.
Schneppat confirms this directly, actually. He emphasizes that this shallow replication actively penalizes your trust score.
So the AI essentially says, look, I've already read this exact sentence structure 9 times. This isn't a real local resource.
Precisely. Schneppat advises that local pages need entirely separate, specific, and localized contexts. So instead of generic pages, a roofer needs pages for flat roof repair versus storm damage repair.
Right, getting specific.
And those pages need to reflect the reality of those specific locations.
Yeah.
Plus, Schneppat points out that all of this must align perfectly with your Google business profile.
So if there's a mismatch.
Yeah, if your website says you offer emergency 24/7 service, but your Google profile says you close at 5 p.m., the AI detects a contradiction. Trust is broken, and you're dropped from the recommendation.
Oh, that's brutal, but it makes sense. Which actually brings up Schneppat's advice on local FAQs. I thought this was just brilliant.
The FAQ strategy is so good.
Right. Instead of artificial keyword stuffing, he says a good local FAQ answers real logistical concerns. Questions like, Do you handle insurance cases directly? Or how quickly can your team arrive in a storm?
Yes, actual human questions.
Exactly. That isn't just text. That's localized context that an AI can confidently feed to an anxious user.
It lowers the perceived risk for the user, which is exactly what the AI is trying to achieve.
Okay, so urgency and logistics drive local trust. But what happens when we remove the urgency and the physical location?
Like e-commerce.
Right. When a user is sitting on their couch trying to choose between two physical products, the AI is no longer looking for a map pin or opening hours. It is looking for comparison.
The shift to online shopping has totally changed how users query AI.
Yeah, they aren't just typing running shoes anymore. They are asking, like, what is the difference between cotton and linen bedding for hot sleepers? Or best running shoes for beginners with knee pain?
And this completely alters the GEO strategy. Schneppat lays down a very strict, almost unbreakable rule for e-commerce here. Stop copying manufacturer descriptions.
Oh man, it is wildly common though. You go to 5 different retailers to buy a specific espresso machine, and they all have the exact same bullet points describing the water tank.
Right, and from a mechanistic standpoint, if an AI engine crawls 5 sites and finds the exact same manufacturer text, the information gain is 0. Exactly. Schneppat emphasizes that e-commerce GEO requires robust product clarity and actual comparison value. You have to provide buying guides.
Make it useful.
Yeah, you need to explain who that espresso machine is perfect for, and just as importantly, who it is not for.
I love that concept. Explaining who a product is not for feels like a massive trust signal.
It's huge.
Because if I'm an AI evaluating a page and the page admits, this machine is too complex for casual coffee drinkers,
Yeah.
that page instantly looks more objective than a site claiming the machine is perfect for literally everyone.
That's the exact mechanism at play. AI engines want to surface decision value. And Schneppat makes another fascinating point regarding product reviews that ties right into this.
Oh, right, the 5-star rating thing.
Exactly. We all know reviews are crucial, but Schneppat notes that honest reviews with balanced criticism are significantly more credible to an AI than just a solid wall of perfect 5-star ratings.
Because absolute perfection looks mathematically improbable to an algorithm.
Exactly. Large language models are trained on human language patterns. A page with 500 reviews that only say, "great product," looks manufactured.
Right, it looks like bots.
Yeah, but a review that says, "this is a fantastic running shoe, but the toe box is a little narrow if you wear thick socks," that provides specific real-world context.
Nuance.
Nuance is key. Schneppat points out that this kind of authenticity is treated as an original asset. AI values that nuanced sentiment way over generic marketing copy.
Okay, so that covers the tangible world, local services, and physical goods. Let's pivot. Let's shift our perspective.
Moving to the invisible stuff.
Exactly. If e-commerce is about comparing physical features, selling services and software is really about reducing the uncertainty of the unknown.
Yeah, when the product is invisible, the trust signals have to be incredibly visible. The AI basically has to be convinced that you can actually deliver an abstract result.
Let's look at service providers first. So we're talking about agencies, consultants, lawyers, architects.
People are turning to AI for advice long before they are ready to actually sign a contract with any of them.
Right. They're asking things like, how much does a full website redesign cost? Or what exactly does a tax consultant do for a small freelance business?
And this is where Schneppat takes a very hard line against vague corporate marketing language.
The buzzwords.
The worst buzzwords.
Yeah.
Phrases like, we provide professional synergistic solutions tailored to your unique needs. Schneppat considers that completely dead weight.
Means nothing.
It is mathematically meaningless to an LLM. For a service provider, the GEO priority is sheer transparency. You must outline the exact problem you solve, the step-by-step process of how you solve it, the tangible deliverables, and who exactly the service is meant for.
I imagine this is where case studies become critical.
Oh, absolutely vital.
But not just a generic, we increase sales by 20% boast, right? Yeah. Like, if I'm an AI trying to understand the context of your service, I'd need the exact before and after picture.
You're spot on, and Schneppat confirms this. Case studies are the ultimate GEO asset for services, but only if they follow a strict problem-solution-result structure.
So no vague success stories.
A vague success story offers no data. The AI needs to extract the client's industry context, the specific initial hurdle, the exact methodology you applied, and the measurable outcome.
Okay, but here is where it gets really interesting. And honestly, this is a massive pain point for service providers.
The pricing issue.
Yes. Schneppat says service providers must provide pricing guidance. Now, if you're listening and you run an agency, you are probably cringing right now.
Because the answer to how much does it cost is always, well, it depends.
Exactly. You don't want to lock yourself into a terrible flat rate before you even see the client's mess. So how do you optimize for pricing without bankrupting yourself?
It's the classic agency dilemma. But Schneppat offers a really elegant framework for this. You don't actually need to provide exact numbers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You optimize for the understanding of the price, you outline the variables, you explain what factors drive the price up, what the typical pricing models are like, hourly versus project-based.
Okay, that makes sense.
And, crucially, Schneppat says you should explain why cheap offers in your industry are risky. You are essentially educating the AI and the user on the economics of your service.
That is brilliant. You are giving the AI the exact parameters it needs to answer a user's complex pricing query, which builds massive authority, all without posting a fixed price sheet.
Exactly. It's a win-win.
All right, let's look at the other side of selling the invisible, SaaS and software websites. People are searching for things like Notion versus Trello or how to automate customer support routing.
SaaS is a unique beast in the GEO ecosystem. Schneppat's priority here is that software feature pages must explain the benefits and the workflows, not just the technical functions.
So, to use an analogy, listing software functions is like handing the AI a box of loose car parts.
I like that.
But explaining the workflow benefits is showing the AI the assembled car actually driving down the highway. The AI needs to know where the car is going to recommend it to a user.
That's a perfect way to visualize it. Schneppat points out that just claiming we have automated reporting is insufficient.
You need the so what.
Right. You have to explain who benefits from that reporting, which specific data sources it pulls from, how often it updates, and how it beats doing the process manually. You have to connect the abstract software to a real human workflow.
And software buyers love to compare tools. I know Schneppat focuses heavily on comparison pages for SaaS.
Because AI engines frequently synthesize those exact comparisons, Schneppat argues that balanced, fair comparison pages build deep credibility.
As opposed to just bashing the competitor.
Yeah, if you build a page that aggressively attacks a competitor, the language model detects the bias. It's seen as a weak semantic signal.
So instead of bashing the competition, you objectively list the feature differences.
Exactly. You list the pricing differences, the integration differences, and this is the real GEO hack Schneppat suggests you actively admit who your competitor might actually be a better fit for.
Wow, admitting someone else is better.
Right. That objectivity makes your page the definitive, trustworthy source for the AI. Schneppat also stresses use case pages.
Like what?
Well, instead of a generic CRM page, having a specific page for CRM for commercial real estate agents helps the AI connect your software to a highly specific, real-world application.
That makes total sense. So if SaaS is about workflow confidence, what happens when competence isn't just about efficiency, but about actual human safety?
Oh, the stakes go way up.
Let's raise the stakes.
Right.
We're moving to websites where the information itself is the product, and we're getting that information wrong has severe real-world consequences.
We are entering YMYL territory, your money or your life.
Right. This category involves health advice, financial planning, physical safety, and legal counsel.
Look.
And the AI mechanisms evaluating these sites operate on an entirely different threshold.
The safety thresholds become incredibly strict here. Schneppat makes it abundantly clear that in YMYL topics, inaccurate information causes tangible harm.
Real-world harm.
Exactly. Therefore, GEO demands extreme trust signals. We're talking about verifiable expert authorship, transparent credentials, accurately cited scientific or legal sources, and balanced, cautious language.
So you can't just be making wild promises.
Schneppat says there is absolutely zero tolerance for unsupported claims, exaggerated certainty, or miracle cures.
Yeah, you can't just have a generalist freelance copywriter spitting up 500 words about heart medication or tax law and expect the AI to surface it.
It simply won't happen. The generative engine is actively looking for qualifications.
How do you show that?
Schneppat advises that you need visible medical or legal review processes stamped on the page. You must explicitly state your limitations and tell the user when they need to seek direct professional help.
So it's not just a ranking factor.
No, in YMYL, Schneppat emphasizes that trust isn't just a metric to rank higher. It's a fundamental safety requirement for the AI to even process your content.
Which leads us right into a closely related space, blogs and publishers. If I'm a publisher right now looking at the capabilities of AI search, I'm facing an existential crisis.
A lot of them are.
Right. Because if AI can instantly read an article and summarize the generic facts for the user, how does a publisher even survive?
It is the defining question for digital media right now. And Schneppat's strategy to combat this is profound, really. It relies on what the AI cannot do.
Okay, what can it do?
Well, if generative systems are perfect at summarizing simple facts, publishers must provide more than simple facts. Schneppat argues they have to rely entirely on original reporting.
Ah, because an AI model cannot conduct a new interview.
Exactly.
It cannot physically go to an industry event and observe it. It cannot file a Freedom of Information Act request.
You nailed it. AI is a synthesizer, not an investigator. Schneppat explains that a publisher must provide the why and the context.
So going beyond the surface.
Yeah. If a new financial regulation is passed, the AI can instantly summarize what the text of the regulation says. But the publisher has to explain what it actually means for a specific industry, who is negatively affected, and how different human experts interpret the loopholes.
That makes a lot of sense.
Schneppat also heavily advocates for deep topic clusters here.
Meaning not just isolated articles, but interconnected hubs of information.
Yes. Connecting a main comprehensive guide to related subarticles, glossaries, and original data sets, it shows the AI deep domain authority.
And I imagine transparency is big here too.
Oh, Schneppat is adamant that editorial transparency is non-negotiable for publishers. You need clear author profiles, visible correction policies, and strict sourcing standards.
That emphasis on transparency ties directly into Schneppat's advice for personal brands and experts, actually.
Oh, totally.
We're talking about consultants, executive coaches, keynote speakers. For these websites, the person themselves is the trust signal.
And this is where vague, aspirational branding completely fails. Schneppat points out that you can't just have a beautifully designed website with a hero image that says, "I empower companies to achieve hypergrowth."
Because to an AI, empowering hypergrowth is a meaningless string of buzzwords.
It lacks any verifiable data.
So what does a personal brand actually need to provide then?
Schneppat outlines that personal brands need clear, highly verifiable bios. The AI is cross-referencing your name across the web. You need proof of experience documented on your site.
Like what?
Speaking appearances, media mentions, published books, or academic papers. But most importantly, Schneppat says you must present original frameworks.
You have to show the AI exactly how you think.
Yes. Publish your unique methodologies, your contrarian opinion pieces, your commentary on industry research.
So they know your specific angle.
Right. AI engines want to understand your unique analytical approach so they can recommend your specific perspective to a user asking complex questions. They really don't care about your marketing tagline.
Okay, we are going to make one final shift here. We've gone from physical storefronts to abstract software to high-stakes information and personal expertise.
It's been quite the journey.
It has. Now, let's look at pure public utility. Websites where users rely on the site for official, vital actions. We are talking about nonprofits, public institutions, and educational websites.
The domain of the public good.
Schneppat makes a really astute human observation here. He points out that users generally arrive at these sites like applying for government unemployment services or looking at public health protocols or figuring out university financial aid. They arrive burdened with stress, urgency, or deep confusion.
Which completely changes the AI's priority when evaluating these pages. These sites aren't trying to sell a product. They are trying to facilitate a necessary, often bureaucratic task.
So how does that look for GEO?
Schneppat stresses that accessibility, explicitly clear eligibility criteria, and step-by-step instructions are paramount.
So absolutely no bureaucratic jargon.
Bureaucratic language is a massive GEO failure, as is the classic institutional habit of hiding important information inside massive PDFs.
Oh, man. Let's talk about the PDFs. Why does AI struggle with that so much?
Because it's a structural nightmare.
Right.
If a stressed user needs to know the exact deadline for a grant, and that answer is buried on page 37 of an unstructured 40-page PDF,
The AI just gives up.
well, the AI struggles to quickly and confidently extract that single fact, and the user is left frustrated.
That makes total sense.
Schneppat argues the goal here is sheer clarity and public usefulness. Forms need plain English instructions, pages need visible last updated dates, and the next steps must be painfully obvious. The AI prioritizes the path of least resistance for the user.
It really all comes back to intent, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Let's summarize Schneppat's ultimate practical lesson for you today.
It's a big one.
The big takeaway is this. Do not optimize every website in the exact same way. If you are a local business, you win by proving your physical reality and your logistical boundaries.
If you operate a YMYL site, you win on extreme expert responsibility and safety protocols.
And a software company wins on specific use cases and workflow context. You have to optimize for the specific kind of trust that your users actually need when they come looking for you.
And as you audit your own website structure, I want you to consider a final thought that builds on everything Schneppat has outlined.
Okay, lay it on us.
If AI systems are becoming perfectly adept at filtering out generic marketing language, meaningless buzzwords, and duplicated content, we might be entering an era where the only way to effectively optimize a website is to actually be the best, most transparent business in your category.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the ultimate SEO hack going forward might just be absolute honesty. Because if you can't fake expertise or uniqueness to an AI, you are forced to actually develop it.
That is a brilliant and honestly slightly intimidating paradigm shift. The technical requirement is now just being genuinely good.
Oh.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. We really appreciate you spending your time with us, letting us be your guides through this evolving landscape.
It's been great.
For more resources, be sure to check out the website, blue3w.com. And we will see you in the next installment, where we tackle Chapter 9, What Not to Do. Until then, keep digging deeper.